Come and fly away with me. Come and fly away with me. Come and fly away with
Come join with me to know more about CAA. What is CAA? Citizen Amendment Act 1955. It has been amended for 8 times. And on 10th December 2019, Parliament, both Lok Sabha, the first go and the next day, Rajya Sabha has approved this. And 20 December 2019, President has given the approval for the same as well. But after that, it cannot be implemented because lot of agitations were coming up, and that's why it was a continuous process of delaying it. It delayed by over 4 years and forces CAA in the entire country. It is already enforced in certain identified districts of 9 states. Fast-track citizenship to undocumented non-Muslim migrants. The migrants who didn't came with proper documents from Pakistan, Bangladesh and Afghanistan in India has been approved to give them approved living, secured living, a pleasurable living in India is CAA. Since 2022, government has allowed 31 district magistrates and home secretaries of 9 states to grant Indian citizenship to who? To all Hindus, Sikhs, Buddhists, Jain, Parsis and Christians. These people, when they went from here and they started living in Afghanistan, Bangladesh and Pakistan, couldn't find themselves good enough to stay there. So they came back and stayed here in India. But under the Citizenship Act 1955, from these 9 states of Gujarat, Rajasthan, Chhattisgarh, Haryana, Punjab, MP, UP, Delhi and Maharashtra. According to MHA, if we see the annual report, which is from 2021 to 2022, at least 1,414 foreigners belonging to this non-Muslim minority communities from Pakistan, Bangladesh and Afghanistan were granted citizenship. Now, if we say why we haven't included Muslims, because the reason behind that was these countries, Pakistan, Bangladesh and Afghanistan, are Muslim countries, and staying there as a Muslim is no issues. You can stay there. But if the people from other parts like Hindus, Sikhs, Buddhists, Jains, Parsis and Christians, they were not having a proper living priorities, so they came from these places and as an illegal immigrants to India. Some came lawfully, some they came as a tourist, but they stayed here in India, but they didn't wanted to go back and they stayed here and keep on living. Reasons for the delay, why the CAA has been delayed from implementation from so long. 2019 it was made. It was in 1955 when it made 8 types of amendments were there, consequent amendments, and then Citizenship Amendment Act 2019. Since then also till 2024 31st March when it is approved and it is now being implemented in whole over India. Why there is a delay? There are the 2 types of delays. We see in a broad view, we can see there are 2 reasons why it was a delay. Firstly, the delay was the impact of COVID-19, the pandemic which came and hit India in March 2020 very badly. And that was the delay of CAA implementation, and although it was approved, but implementation took a long time. Secondly, if we talk about the outbreak of mass protest, we saw the mass protest in several parts of India and leading to a clashes between the authorities and the agitators, and that is why there was a continuous delay from last 4 years. The manual of parliamentary, if we see, then we say the manual of and parliamentary work says that the rules of any legislation should be framed within 6 months of presidential assent and or seek an extension from the committees on subordinate legislation in Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha. But since 2020, the Union Ministry is taking extensions at a regular intervals. And now, how and who can register in CAA and get the citizenship of India? All the non-Muslim people like Hindus, Parsis, Sikh, Buddhist, Jain, Christians who came from Afghanistan, Pakistan, Bangladesh, stayed here in India, they can get the citizenship of India. The applicants will just have to declare that the year they came, they entered in India without any travel document. No documentation will be sought from any of the applicants, and the benefits under CAA will be given to all these undocumented minorities who came from these neighboring countries. CAA does not apply to the areas. Now, everywhere it is not like CAA can be applied, but the persons who went from here, from Meghalaya, Tripura, Mizoram and Assam, the tribal dominated regions, if they cannot be coming under this CAA. They can't be given Indian citizenship if they are residents of these areas. CAA also does not apply to the states with interline permit regions. Now, interline permit region are which regions? Basically, we are talking about the Northeast India. The people who went from here and they were they were residing earlier in Northeast India and they wanted to come back and they came back and stayed here for long, but they will not be included in the CAA Amendment Act. They can in those states for any limited period. ILP system is operational in Arunachal Pradesh, Mizoram, Lakshadweep and Himachal. This ILPS system is operational in these areas. What will be the changes if you talk about with CAA? The provisions of Citizenship Act 1955 barred illegal immigrants in India. The 1995 Amendment Act barred the illegal migrants. But the CAA accepted all of them. Such person who entered India without a valid document, without a travel document, or even though without or with travel document, but stayed, like if the permit was for 3 months and they stayed more, they have to be deported back. But here in this CAA, with this coming up, they can get the Indian citizenship. The government bought CAA as an enabling law for any Hindu, Sikh, Buddhist, Jain, Parsi or Christian migrant. They want to stay here. They came here, but now they wanted to continue. They can stay here. And if they left these Islamic republics due to any religious persecution and arrived in India before 2015, before 2015, if they arrived in India, they can be included in this CAA. CAA also grant such migrants immunity for any legal proceedings for illegally entering India or exceeding within the stay in India. Earlier, when somebody came to India, they should not be less than 11 years. But now CAA had reduced it to 5 years only. Anyone who has stayed here for 5 years, they can get, and they are eligible for the CAA. They can have the citizenship of India. CAA is not barring anybody for getting the citizenship of India. They are accepting the minority people who came to India and stayed here, and they were not enjoying all the benefits of citizenship. They will be accepted here in CAA Amendment Act. And in the next video, I'll explain that why some opposition came for CAA. Keep tuning the channel. And of course, do like, share and subscribe the channel so that the maximum benefit you can get to know more about the CAA and the upcoming issues of day-to-day verdicts. You can have a clear and respective doubts about CAA. Thank you.